folks at home can see the evidence. Snow and supposedly a few inches yet to fall here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Today, it's the second of 3 games here on Wild Card Sunday, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. you folks at home can see the evidence, snow and supposedly a few inches yet to fall here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Today, it's the second of 3 games here on Wild Card Sunday, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the second of 3 games here on this Sunday, we continue with Super Wild Card Weekend here on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback.
Here we go, start! Panther 60, Panther 60! 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick!
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Well, the first play of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jerome Baker. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Here we go, shot!
Abanican on first and 10. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
From the 21, here's second and 3. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. Now Cook. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Eagles will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game. How about during the playoffs? Vitally important. And they've done that in this one.
Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is. And his first throw of the game, but I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a second and 3.
Let's go! Ready.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. The defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front, so when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Losing a couple yards here on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded just inside the 30. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Now a first carry here for the running back. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Good running right there. And this is a man who's a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
On the set.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. A strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 45. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly.
And in a situation like this, you're in the 2nd half with the lead, trying to get to the division round. They're going to let him do his thing on the ground, and that's a great run there to pick up a 1st down.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Throwing, Cook. He's got Smith here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a 1st down.
It's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
On 1st and 10, Cook. This is Smith with a run. And he'll be out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And these two hooked up on a nice game that played before, and I always admire play callers that see a play that works and go right back to it, so they went right back to him. The reward, they're set up with 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
And he's in. Touchdown. The Eagles. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Eagles have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. It's now 14-0. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. picks this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd down, LeBlanc. And space tough to come by there as they get maybe a yard to the 37.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. Go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. A gain of 7 and they pick up the first.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up the first down.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Underneath, caught by Anderson, the tight end. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here's a 2nd and 8. They'll try the left side. LeBlanc. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Ready.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Deputy! Deputy Lions!
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, start!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Dragon 60!
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Everything falling apart now. Another intercepted. picked off by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And the Eagles are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. And they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Now a 2nd and 2. On the handoff, Abana Campbell. Now he's free to midfield. And he takes us all the way down to the Bears' 33. 59 yards rushing for him in this first half as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Here we go.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Warriors 70.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That is man complete over the middle. That's Smith. But he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 2nd and goal, Cook to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
That's complete, left side to Bateman. Touchdown, Eagles! Rashad Bateman from 40 yards out. And the Eagles continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. And it's now 21-0. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. Take it at about the 1. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Ready.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Let's go.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Let's go.
They'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game,
They need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
That is incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Ready.
The Bears on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Ready.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on first. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They're going to look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. From 10 yards out. And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate, and he'll elect not to run with it. The fair catch will move this out to the 25-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have, and think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because...
To the races, down the right side. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now, it's out, it's loose. And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The fumble on first down. Now here's 2nd down. Back to throw. Cook. This one complete to Smith. Touchdown! Devontae Smith with a 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles continue to pull away here this first half. Carlson's extra point up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. Taken at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he's got it complete to Anderson. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Let's go now.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Go.
They'll look to throw. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Back to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they will get the first down here as they move into field goal range as well inside the 25.
19 Tiger.
They'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field. And just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Ready?
They'll try to run this one in. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal.
Trap goal 80. Ready?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Now a timeout signal for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's third and goal. He'll drop to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. Oh, he's going to be brought down a few yards short of the goal line, and they're going to be unable to stop the clock from here. So close yet so far, and that's going to be how this first half will come to an end. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
But I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Second down and 4. Up the middle they go. Conway. And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Cook. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Here's 2nd and 10.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Back to throw. Cook. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
70 Timberwolves. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
Looking to throw. Cook. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And that is exactly what you needed defensively. It's a long road back from here. But that's a good start to the second half as they force a punting situation and a 4th down.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it's 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forcing throws into tight coverage. He's always been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They'll set up to throw. Underneath, caught by Anderson, the tight end. And he is going to have the Bears first down. So signals the referee as they're going to convert by about a yard there on 4th and 5. Big conversion.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys have the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to go with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
19 tight. Ready.
He'll look to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
79 Broncos. Huckle.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
Hawk 70. Check. Ready.
They'll try again. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
They're going to keep it on the ground. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he is going to get in there for the 2 points to make this a 12-point game. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 6. And they'll go again with a Banacanda. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Now Cook. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 43, it's 2nd and 3. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Here's 3rd and 3. Throwing, Cook. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Cook. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Carlson's extra point out and good. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Okay, ready?
2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Philadelphia, PA.
Go.
Back to throw here. And he comes back with one complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago.
Here we go, here we go.
One quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Buffalo 18.
Back to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down. Now back to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
2nd and 10.
70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready?
They'll look to throw here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's Sidney Brown with it. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Go! Hey, check that, check that.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Good gain there on 1st down. And keeps him in a running situation, probably.
Everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Come on.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. Off play action. Cook. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. 42 yards. And the Eagles have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And it's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'll be in the paint right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. a clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
This fielded right at the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Ready, ready.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Hey, smash. Ready, right.
They'll keep it on the ground. LeBlanc. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Just what we want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
The offense on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now they'll audible to something else. On 3rd down, LeBlanc. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that 1st down gain of 8.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
On the ready.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll set up a throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really...
Touchdown Bears! A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Well, look, this is a team, Charles. They faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game. A message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
81 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show off their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
19 Lions.
To throw again on 2nd down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 18 yards there, down to the 18 and a 1st down. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
70 Lions. 19 Titans. 19 Titans. Panther 11. Panther 11. Go.
Cook on 1st and 10. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
79 Broncos.
Operating from the gun, Cook. And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Ready, break.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
On the double.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
And we all know how talented this guy is who's calling the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
2nd and 15. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Okay, break.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Let's go now.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
Rattler, 18 Rattler. Ready?
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Let's go now.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.